Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bhajagovindam. In the previous satsang, we have completed up to the 14th shloka. In the 14th shloka onwards, Bhagavan Shankaracharya telling about the different misinterpretations of the adhyatmika or spiritual lifestyle. Many people will misunderstand the spirituality by seeing the outer appearance or by seeing some of the paraphernalia. So here in this 14th shloka, Bhagavan explained about how a sannyasi vesham, generally in our country we respect and revere the sannyasi. So different types of makeup or get-up of the hairstyle or the dress color or the markings on the face, these are all nothing to do with the inner climate of the spirituality. So here in this shloka, Bhagavan explained there are different varieties of people. Some are jatilaha, who have the big hair and make the matted hair jatadharinaha. So jatilaha, or mundi, some are shaved their head totally, okay? Or some lunchita keshaha. There are some sects of people who not allow the hair to grow, but they don't go for shaving. They will just keep on every day whichever is available for the fingers to pluck. So they will lunchita keshaha, they are called. Mostly some of the Jain monks will do that. Then this is all about the head and the hairstyle. Then kashayambara bahukruta veshaha. By wearing the saffron clothes, because in our country tradition, sannyasi means Mahatmas, sadhus will wear the saffron color. So kashayambara and etc. bahukruta veshaha. These people really, most of them do only for the sake of the name or fame or for getting some money to fill their bellies. Udara nimittam bahukruta veshaha. In fact, these fools, mudaha, for their filling of, for the sake of their belly, livelihood, they do different kinds of these veshams. Bahukruta veshaha. And moreover, they pashyan api cha na pashyati. They see only the external glory. If I take the sannyasa, or if I change my dress, or if I change my makeup and get up, so that glory will be there outside. People will respect generally. People also consider as a Mahatma, sannyasi, sadhu. But really speaking, na pashyati, he is not able to, this fool, okay? Or those who are seeing from outside also, they are also fools. If they see only the external appearance and considering and thinking that he is the Gnani or Mahatma, Or the Gnani by himself, if he is also not seeing the inner glory, what is real sannyasa? Inner, the mind is really renounced the everything. Dehonyasa hi sannyasa. Bhagavan Shankara says in some other place, Deham, I am the body, that notion has to be dropped. That is the real sannyasa. Whether you drop the external things or have some possessions, that it doesn't matter. But dehonyasa hi sannyasa. So these veshams and all these external things are nothing to do with the inner climate of the mind. And not only deha bhava dropping body identification, but at the same time, the mind should be free from all the desires, anxiousness, clingingness. So if that is there, then it is called real sannyasa. But many times these so-called spiritual people deceive themselves and deceive the world. I have given last class some examples how Ravana also deceived the Sita by coming in the Kashayambaradhara sannyasi like. And in one way I told that many different veshams. Here sannyasa vesham, you need not simply blame the only sannyasa dharma. But some may wear like a doctor's coat and dress, stethoscope, but he's not a doctor. Same way, some will wear the police dress or the CID dress or something, they can wear and cheat the people. So, by different putting the dress, very easily people can cheat the others. It is possible. So, in the same way, in the Adhyatmika Marga also. So, after telling this, now let us go to the other different types of deceiving. Deceiving two ways. One is I deceive myself and I deceive the world also. So in the 15th sloka, what the teacher says, Angam galitam phalitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam वृद्धो याति गृहीत्वा दण्डं तदपि न मुञ्चति आशापिण्डम् भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. Here about the grihastha or for any person. Particularly Gruhastha we can take here because there he criticized the sannyasi Vesha and the sannyasi people. But here Angam Galitam, a old person whose body is, first I will tell the word meaning, then we'll little analyze about it. Angam Galitam, all the parts of the body, different organs and hands and legs, everything has become so weak. And Palitam Mundam, the head, hair is become like a silver. That means old has come, Vardhakyam has come. And all the teeth in the mouth has fallen. Dashana Vihinam Jatam Tundam. Okay. So the mouth is not having even a single tooth. Then, because of the old age, Vardhakyam, Vruddhaha Yati Gruhitva Dandam. He moves here and there and goes, but with the another leg, third leg, the stick. So, Gruhitva Dandam Yati Vruddha. He goes. So, Mundam Phalitam, Tundam Dashanavihinam, and Dandam came in the hand. But you know the tragedy, Tadapi Namunchati Asha Pindam. The bunch of desires, the bundle of desires which are lurking in his mind, heart, they have not gone. Tadapi na munchati. He has not given up the desire, asha pindam. So this old age, actually, it is a dignified way of living. We must accept the old age and with dignity. And in the old age, we should not become a emotionally burdensome or mentally burdensome to others. Of course, physically also, but some extent physical support and physical dependency is required because old person cannot do himself many things. So in that case, better not to go beyond your body limit, the capacity. For example, at home, all the members of the family are planned to go to some Tirtha Yatra or some picnic or like that. But this old man also says that I will also come. In fact, he cannot walk even few steps properly. Very slowly he has to walk. If any steps comes, it is a tough time for him. He cannot climb. Then he can't hear properly. He can't see properly. So some kind of these deficiencies are there. Defects are there in the physical body. So better not to participate unnecessarily with the others, and when family members or the youngsters go somewhere, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, or anybody, you just be at home. But this old person also says, I also want to come. Then it is a problem because they cannot enjoy. This person cannot walk fast or climb the stairs, and he cannot eat, and the food suits to him outside. When such a problems and there in the body condition is like that, your body is not worthy for traveling or going out, better not to go. So withdrawing. But this person, old person, not left his desire in the mind. So mind is actively desiring and wanting, but body is not able to cooperate. Then this is a tragic situation. In this tragic situation, these old people mostly trouble the middle age or the youngsters at home. So, if you want to, a good respect from others, love from others in old age, better not to indulge and involve unnecessarily too much and trouble the others at home. Then they will also give the respect to us. So this is the way how in the old age, the old age must be accepted and lead in a dignified way. So unnecessarily you want to put the color to the hair, you want to put the makeup to the face, and you want to patch up all the breakups. Why so much struggle? And for that, why you have to trouble others? So particularly emotional independence is required. When we grow to certain age of retirement, better not to expect anything from others too much, and better not to depend emotionally on others. Learn to live independently and happily whatever is there. But how to engage the mind is a big problem. And that's why if you have the habit of satsang, then these problems won't come. Those who are not exposed to the satsang, those who have no further higher goal in the life, the Atma Sakshatkara or self-realization, the knowledge, then these kind of all problems will come in the old age, Vardhakyam. Then afterwards, further the fear of death also will grow proportionately. So better to take care of our old age, here particularly talking about the old person. So doctor says you have a diabetes, say that border or medium, You may get diabetes, so better not to take the sweets. But this fellow having the desire and the love for sweets, then what to do? So he create complications to himself and become a problematic to the family members. This is not the right way of leading the old age. A dignified, uh, so you must grow in the old age with the dignity. So accept the things as they are. Body will have some problems. Due to age, diseases will come. But how I can negotiate with all this? And moreover, I am not depending on anybody externally for emotional support. I am happy, content within myself. This is possible only when you recognize the something higher, your essential nature, that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, but you are the pure consciousness, the self. So that has to be learnt and practiced by the for listening and participating in the satsang. So many people neglect the satsang in the middle age, and in the old age they cannot concentrate or listen and understand. They cannot go, and mind also not cooperating. All this comes because things happens because of the indisciplined mind. When we have to discipline the mind in that age, we have not disciplined. We have not trained the mind properly. So this is the message given in this 15th shloka by describing the old person's situation. Gradually, we must drop the indulging involvement in the worldly and material activities. You have to keep the body active. You can do your yoga, you can go for your walk, and you can do your sadhana. More and more, spend the time, energy, and the mind engage in the japa, dhyana, yoga, samadhi, these kind of practices. So this is very important instruction for the old people, and in that case anybody should know this before itself. See, some of these old people, they their children are living in the abroad. They won't come here. They call these old people, and these people actually cannot go and adjust there, but somehow they get into the flight and got the visa and go some 3 months or 6 months, but they cannot stay comfortably there because you cannot go anywhere outside alone. And not only that, if at all you have the some habit of attending the satsang here, in the foreign countries, getting the satsang is very difficult. Somewhere very in a distant place, some kind of satsangs will be available, but for many people it is not available. So, but here the plenty of satsangs are available. So we want to utilize them properly. So a Viveki, a discriminative person who is having discrimination, he will understand the importance of the satsang in the life, apart from my doing karma yoga and the bhakti yoga. Okay, so Vivekam should be there, discriminate, which is suits to you, which is good for you, which is hitam for you, which is shreyas for you. Then after that, in the 16th shloka, Bhagavan explaining again another kind of people. They are also walking in the spiritual path in the name of spirituality and the religion. They torture their body so much. Actually, that is not good. Mostly, either sannyasis or grahasthas, but in the name of the religion and the spirituality, They think that torturing the body, punishing the body is considered as the tapas, but that is wrong. Let us read this. Agre vahnihi prushte bhanuh ratrau chubuka samarpita januh karatala bhikshastarutala vasah tadapi na munchati ashapashah. So one side we have seen different makeup and get-ups of the spiritual path, sannyasa marga particularly, and deceiving themselves and deceiving others. And in the other side, a grihastha who is not much interested about any spirituality or anything, whatever he knows that he considers as the I am a religious person, but in the old age he becomes a problem to himself and to the others. Now, here, the so called spiritual religious people who are mainly oriented to the austerities, tapas. Okay. What Bhagavan saying here, word to word meaning, generally there are some kind of tapas, different tapas. We listen in Puranas and the Shastra scriptures, many Rakshasas also do the tapas. Rakshasas. And ultimately what for they want to get the boon by this tapas. I want to get the more and more material pleasures and comforts. So here, whether he is a sannyasi or maybe grihastha also, tapas is Rakshasa also done the tapas, grihastha also will do tapas, and sannyasis are the renounced people also do the tapas. But ultimately, misguiding themselves, cheating themselves, and of course, by seeing those things, others also will get cheated. Agre Vahnihi. Here he is talking about the Panchagni tapas. That means they keep the uh, surrounding every side the flame, Agni, and they sits in the middle. But here it is said Agre Vahnihi. In the front, a big Agnihotra fire is burning, and he sits in the sunlight, hot sunlight in the midsummer. So from the back of from the back side, the sun is scorching, and from front, the heat of the Agni is scorching him. Scorching means torturing the body. And then in this way, they do the Panchagni tapas. What for? These are all, some are thinking that I want to control my mind. I want to see my willpower. And some do tapas. If I do tapas, while doing this tapas, if I aim for and pray for certain particular God, then I will get this particular phalam. So in this way, expecting more either the uh, bhautika or worldly results, and another kind of tapas is either standing in the waters, cold waters, they will take bath. That he didn't tell here, but in the severe winters, okay, the ratrau, particularly that to night time in the heavy winter season, he sleeps without any blanket. Then, because he thinks that it is the tapas, so whether I am having the capacity to tolerate my body, then that ratrau, he sleeps without the blanket in the cold winter. How? By catching his knees to create some warmness and makes his chibukam, the chin, to touch to the knees. So he offers his chin to the knees. That means he presses the knees more closer to the body, so that gives some warmness because no blanket. And in this way, he considered that I am doing the tapas. Actually, these things are not told in the Shastra. You do this way, that way. Whatever, whether it do or not to do, finally the mind should be under your control and mind should be at peace. But these people, not understanding that, they will simply torture. Then Karatala Bhikshaha, they don't have any possessions of the vessels or the plate or anything. They will every day go for begging. Go for begging. There are many sannyasis you can see in the north side, in the banks of the rivers or the Punya Kshetras. So they will only the two hands are the Karatala Bhiksha. So they will use only the hands, and whatever they put in these hands that they will eat, maybe once or twice. So Karatala Bhiksha. And where sleeping? No house, no Dunlop bed or anything. Simply they sleep under the trees. Tarutala Vasaha. Taru means tree, and sleeps on the floor under the tree, or any uh, on the roadside temples or the in the streets, anywhere the place is there, they will simply sleep there. But these people are torturing their body this much and doing tapas and considering themselves they are doing tapas. Tadapi na munchati asha pashaha. This pasham, the clingingness, attachment to the desires. I want. Where sir, outside he looks like very simple living, and he's not having anything, not possessed anything. But here, Asha is there, the desire in the mind, the desire uh, in the mind. So, real sannyasa or for to be a gnani, to abide in your own self, these things are not at all required. But some extent you need mind control and the training to the mind, but not by torturing like this. So okay, you are with willpower compelling and putting the brake and stopping the vehicle, like some time that will stop. But when that willpower become any day the weak, or you remove the leg from the brake, again the mind runs. So it is like the pressure cooker. How much time the pressure can withstand inside until it gets full. But after that the whistle will come, and more with sound and force the steam has to come out. In the same way, our Ramana Maharshi gives one example in his Upadesha Sara. Jalapakshivat Roda Sadhanam. See, if the bird is caught up in the snare, it cannot fly. It will just be like that, as though a well tamed bird like. But it is not like that. As soon as the net is removed, if it is left free, it will fly, starts fly. Same way, the mind also, it is temporary putting the brake, like suppression is not good. Then what can we do, sir? Can we allow the mind to express and go in whatever way it likes to go? No. Suppression is also not good. And allowing the mind as it wants to go freely and expressing also is not good. But slowly bring that mind under the control. Naturally, it should learn to sublimate. This is the very important word used in the Shastra, sublimation. So we are not expressing, we are not suppressing. Then sublimating. Sublimating means with understanding, with viveka, with knowledge. We trained the mind for long period by listening to the Shastra, by participating in the satsang. And with all this, the mind got trained. Actually, the Karma Yoga and the Bhakti Yoga, these two are meant for to purify the mind. But how much, what type of karma yoga I have to do, how much importance I have to give, that karma yoga itself is the ultimate, or it is only the means. Many times people will forgot that the goal and the means itself, they will take it as a goal. They gets confused. It should not happen. So all these examples are those who have forgotten the goal and taken the means as the goal and thinking this is all. I am a religious person. I am a spiritual person. So Bhagavan Shankara negating all those things here. Real sannyasa, if Asha is not left from his mind, how will know? In Tamil, there is one saying, Asha pada, Asha pada, tumbandane, Asha pada. That means more and more and you desire, more and you desire, you will become miserable. More the desires, more you will be miserable. Less desires, less misery. No desire, no misery. Asha pada, tumbandane. Then Asha vida, imbandane. If you, Asha means desire. If you more giving up the desire, more the happiness. Okay. But generally, happiness we consider that more I desire, more I try, struggle and get it, and then I fulfill my desire. So I am happy. You keep on fulfill the desires like this, the mind never say that as all the desires are fulfilled. Even body becomes old. That is what we are saying. Body becomes old. Body doesn't have capacity to enjoy or anything. But still, the mind lingers and hangovers are will be there. That should not be there. We have to train the mind in such a way. And for that, what is the measure stick? The possessions, the relations, the obligations, and the transactions. All these things should be reduced. Okay, all these things should be reduced. Possessions, relations, obligations, and transactions. Any of these things are you are become addicted to any of these things. Still, you are very much uh, running behind these things, and these things four are disturbing you, then you are not a sannyasi, or you are not a religious person, or you are not a gnani. You are only a miserable person struggling in the life. Life is not a struggle, even though it looks like a struggle. Ultimately, the human life, human body is given to us for live happily. So happiness discover within yourself without any depending on any outer either situation, person or possession. Then only this knowledge, you are a really spiritual sadhaka, or a person walking on the spiritual path. If this is not understood, all these kinds of problems will come. Then here Bhagavan telling this, here one or two references we'll see. One is from the Atma Bodha, that also composed by Bhagavan Adi Shankara only. In one shloka, Shankaracharya says that Bahya Nitya Sukha Saktim Hitvatma Sukha Nivrutaha घटस्थदीपवश्चश्वर अंतरेव prakashate. If real knowledge has taken place by listening to the scriptures, that person by becoming mature, by growing in age, what are the indications will happen? Bahya anitya sukha saktim hitva. This external anything outside, whether it is a wet garbage or dry garbage, okay, possessions and relations, they are anitya sukha, which they give temporary sukham, but later on they will put you in trouble and go. They will give little sukham. They make your mind a slave your mind and then go. They give ultimately dukkham and go. So anitya sukha, so the asakti interest in those temporary pleasures of the external sensual objects, hitva, by giving up, then atma sukha nirvritaha, he discovers the atma sukham. My nature, my swarupam itself is the sukha swarupam. I am the consciousness. I am the Atma. Atma is ever happy. Ananda Swarupam Atma. Sat Chit Sat Swarupam Atma. Chit Swarupam Atma. So that Atma I am. So Sukha Nirvritaha. Atma Sukha Nirvritaha. Who revels, enjoys, abides in his own, the mind is now totally turned in and it recognized the real source of the happiness is within, not outside. So that person, how he will be later? Ghatastha Deepavat. A lamp kept, a flame kept in a pot, in the center inside the pot. Now there is no wind much, there is no flickering, there is no shake, and the whole light is uh, making the pot inside there itself to shine. So Gatastha Deepavat, as like the lamp which is kept in the middle of the pot inside, Shashvat, okay, uh, Deepavat, Ghatastha Deepavat, Shashvat. Shashvat means immediately. Immediately, as soon as he turns his mind inside and he recognizes himself as the self, Antara Eva, immediately how it shines more without the light going out and distracted or diverted. In the same way, inside himself, Prakashate. He revels within himself as the Atma, and that Atma is the my real nature. In this way, Atma Bodha tells. But one instruction given in the Bhagavad Gita, so these people are torturing their body in this way in the name of tapas and all that. But in fact, the mind is tadapinapi munchati asha pasham. How? Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran Indriyardhan vimudhatma mithyacharasya uchyate. Bhagavan telling and criticizing that the person for externally he looks like a well controlled and is doing like a tapas and austerities and all that. Karmendriyani samyamya. He folds the hands, he's not moving, he's not going anywhere, he closes the eyes and all that. But in the mind, aste manasa smaran. But in the mind, he enjoys mentally all the pleasures or the past memories. In this way, hmm, which are all experienced by the senses before, are now as he imagines the manasa smaran. Smaran means imagines, recollects, indriyardhan, the senses which are and the related sensual objects. If that person he is called is a Vimudhatma, he is a, big cheater of himself. Mudha, fool. Vimudha, Visheshena Mudaha, a great fool. And what we have to call him, what to say about him? Mithyacharaha, hypocrite. External he is different and internal is different. The internal personality is different, external personality is different. So, for the sake of show off or the world or for somebody, that's why never do anything or talk or do ever to justify the world or the others. First of all, you have the full conviction and the commitment, clarity, whatever you are doing for what. There is nothing to prove anything to anybody in this world. You just be as you are, as you should be. Whether you follow the religion, this, that, anything, ultimately, where are you? How are you? And what are you? So, in this way, here negated, condemned the this kind of austerities and cheating themselves, but ultimately the desires are not nullified or removed from the mind. Desire is nothing but a disturbance in the mind. That's why to get out of the disturbance, we will fulfill the desire. So we think that if I fulfill the desire, the disturbance goes. Now mind is now boring or restless. Then what? Immediately I will open the WhatsApp and see. Or if the mind is getting bored or like that, immediately I will switch on the TV. That's why people will like to go to movie. Why? What is all this? We didn't say that mind doesn't want any entertainment, but how far and what for? Then you are escaping from your mind and to satisfy temporarily fulfill the remove the disturbance in the mind by fulfilling the desire. So we'll find the channels going to the movie or watching the TV or going for any kind of games, and not for body health sake. If you play or walk, that is different. But why this? You need the extra enjoyments and the participation because mind is always restless. So understand the mechanics of the mechanism of the mind, and that mind how to tackle and how to cultivate and bring it under control. So in this way, we have to understand that desire is nothing but the disturbance in the mind. Now, next shloka 17. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Urata Paripalana Matavadanam Jap Gnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajati Muktim Janmashatena Bhajagovindam Bhajagovindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Now, this is another typical examples of the Grihastha who is following the religious lifestyle and thinks that this karma yoga or this religious lifestyle itself is the end that will takes me to the ultimate either moksha or God realization, all that. But it is not correct. Many people misunderstand this point. Karma yoga purifies the mind, or they will say generally they think that karma yoga also is okay, bhakti yoga also is okay, raj yoga is also okay, and our gnana yoga is also okay. All will lead to the same goal. No, no. Shastra tells very clearly all these karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, all they are all a cleansing processes. Chitta Shuddhi they will give. What for the Chitta Shuddhi? Chitta Shuddhi is required for the learning of the knowing of the Gnanam. So unless the chitta is pure, clean, and free from the distractions, free from the raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madavatsariyas, it cannot understand and assimilate the teaching of the Upanishads, the real Brahma Vidya. So Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, or any other yogas you call, all they will prepare you. So for that preparation, you can choose anything. You have the choice. As like coming into the temple, you may have four entrances. Generally the big temples will have four sides, four walls, and four gopurams. From any gopuram, dwaram, you can enter inside the temple. But ultimately, to go and have the darshan of the sanctum sanctorium, to go to the Sri Kovil, inside to see the Lord, only one entrance. Same way, many paths leads to the same goal is wrong. Many paths bring you to the uh, give you the arahata, the eligibility. Then now you have to abide and involve in the Gnana Yogam. That is satsang and listening to the scriptures. But many of will try to bypass this. Why have to go to the satsang and listen hours together, reading the Shastra and listening to Shastra? I am just I will be good and do good. To be good and to do good is not ultimate or it give the moksha or the gnanam. Please understand, note it. Karma yoga, you may do so much of seva and the service, this and that. That only Bhagavan is going to tell in the Sloka, Shankara. Or you may do lots of these tapas, no? So last two slokas, three, we are talking about that. Now to conclude that here, Bhagavan telling the example of generally people in the name of karma yoga to attain the punyam or include the bhakti purute ganga sagara gamanam. They will keep on go to this river and that river and takes the bath, because if I go to the punya kshetrams and take the dip in them, I will get punyam, I will be purified. Okay. And they will go to Ganga Sagar. Ganga Sagar means where the Ganges go and merge in the ocean, in the Bay of Bengal, in Calcutta. It is called Ganga Sagar. It is considered as the one of the important sacred places or the conf, uh, confluencing confluence where the river joining with the ocean. Considered as the Pavitram, very good, great Punya Kshetram. That's okay. Puranas praise and tells about it. So he will go many times like this. Or here Ganga Ganga means Kashi, Sagara means Rameshwara. So many people have this notion that if I take the water from Ganga and then carry that with me to the Rameshwaram by the train or flight or any means, and that is considered as the I fulfilled, is a big karyam, all that. That is not the end. So like this lifelong, so many years until he becomes old and going to die, he keep on do this Punya Kshetra Tirthayatra. Tirthayatras are good. We are not condemning them. But how for and what for? Once if the Chitta Shuddhi comes, now you have to engage that mind instead of struggling and going all the way in the old age and then after went all the way we complained about so many, no facilities, no hotels, no AC, no current, and it is not clean at all. All these things we say. So that means you are not really get the benefit of the Punya Kshetra. You are still not purified your mind. If you go with that attitude that I am going there to purify the mind, that you may call it as a punyam, or my papams will be removed. Ultimately, punya papa rahita mind is called pure mind. Now it is not worrying about either punya or papa. It wants only to focus the attention on the Satyam, Gnanam, Anantam, Brahma. That capacity to listen to that Mahavakyas and reveling in that Mahavakyas. So, these are all the just sideways only. Vrata Paripalanam, Athava Danam. Many people are interested in doing the vratams, so many kinds of vratams every year. In our Shastra Puranas, no, so many Dharma Shastra describe so many vratams. Then Prashchita karmas they will tell. So Parihara karmas. That's all okay, but still you are with fear only keep on doing those Prashchita Parihara karmas or vratams. Again, keeping in the mind as the punya. Replace that word punya with the chitta shuddhi. Let me purify my mind. Let me come out of this egoistic ahankara of the individuality to the samashti bhavana of this Ishvara Srishti. Then that time that broad mind, the purified mind, the relaxed mind, the single pointed mind is ready to listen to the Mahavakya Upadeshams, that means Upanishads. Why, sir? Who told? Here Bhagavan says, or Dhanam also he said, charity. Some are very much interested in doing Dhanam. Dhanam is good, we have to do. It is compulsory for Grihastha, Dhanam. But by doing the Dhanam alone, don't think that you will get the moksha. By doing only the Karma Yoga, Tirthayatra, Puja, and bell, ringing the bell, don't think that you will get the Gnanam. Unless you get your Swarupa Gnanam, you cannot attain that Advaita Siddhi. Unless you attain that Advaita Siddhi of Ekatvam, Ekameva, Dvitiyam, then you cannot escape from this samsara sagara, the duality, the multiplicity. So here clearly in third line Bhagavan Shankara says, Gnana Vihinaha, who doesn't try for the Gnanam, all these paths are meant for to bring me to the Gnana Marga. Now I have removed, came out of from all the shortcuts and the narrow roads, and I came onto the highway now. The highway is the Gnana Marga. Gnana Vihinaha, who doesn't take part in the satsang and spend the time to listen to the scriptures and not having gained his self knowledge, the knowledge about his own essential nature, he may do so many sarva matena bhajati. He may do all other things, danam, dharmam, vratam, tirthayatra, bhajati, ana. How many janmas he may do like that? Janma shatena. He may do hundreds of lives. But na muktim. There is no liberation. Moksha cannot come simply by following the only karma yoga, yajna yaga, tirthayatra, dana, snana, vrata. Enough. Do that. Now enough. Now your mind is ready to listen to the Bhagavad Gita Upanishads. Have you got that much now sincerity and single pointedness? Up to that, all those things will help. If they are not helping you to make your mind peaceful, single pointed, relaxed, and free from the ragadveshas, then what for all that? That means we are grouping the darkness to find the black cat which is not there on a Amavasya night. See how many flaws are there in this statement? It should not be like that. So, Gnana Vihinaha, sarvamatena bhajati janmashatena na muktim. Moksha won't come, the liberation won't come. So here, that's why gnanenaiva tu kaivalyam. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan, he speaks about the Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, all that, Raja Yoga, disciplines, everything. But ultimately, he also comes to the conclusion that Gnanena eva tu Kaivalyam. That is very important. And many other places also Bhagavan quotes in Bhagavad Gita. So now we have to come to the Vedanta understanding. What is Gnanam? That we must know. In the Atma Bodha again, Bhagavan Shankara gives a very beautiful example and to tell this. Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi sakshan mokshaika sadhanam. See this Bodha, Atma Bodha, Atma Vicharana, after Vicharana, Shravanam, then after Mananam, then after removing all the doubts and clarifying, then contemplating on that Mahavakyas and recognizing I am that Nididhyasanam. So in Gnana Marga, the only three steps, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. If a person is able to do this, shows interest and involve in this, then remember his mind is purified. That's why very few people only will come to this Gnana, Satsang, the listening. Many other stories are the Purana, Kada, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, many people will come. They think that it is enough, that itself gives the punyam. But so many janmas you keep on do that, but one day or other you have to come to the Gnana Marga. You have to come to at the feet of the Guru and surrender to the Guru. Listen to the Shastra. Without listening Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, without abiding yourself within yourself and recognizing that you are not the body, mind, intellect complex, and I am not the Jiva, I am myself is the Ishvara. And that understanding, unless it comes, otherwise you are still beating around the bush only. So here, Shankaracharya Atma Bodha example, how it is like that, Sakshat Moksha Ekaika Sadhanam. The only one entrance to enter into the Garbha sanctum sanctorium. Ekaika moksha sadhanam bodhaha anya sadhanaha na anya sadhanebhyaha hi bodha. How? Shankara gives example there. Pakasya vahni vajnanam vina moksho na siddhati. As like, all the material are brought for cooking to prepare the food. Vegetables brought, dal, rice and everything. And that stove is there, everything is there, water is there, all the masalas are there, everything is there. But if there is no matchbox to lit the fire, if the fire is not there, you cannot cook. Pakasya, for the cooking the food, how this fire is important. Vahnivat, Gnanam Vina. Without the Gnana, the light, the matchstick Gnana, Mokshaha na Siddhyati. Na Siddhyati. Very clearly, emphatically saying by the law, Guru here, Shankara. Now, next sloka is going to tell 18, 19 now, the contra picture. Now, who understands this Gnana, came to the Gnana Marga, did the enough Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanas, then what is his state? He given up all those things. Sura Mandira Tarumula Nivasa शय्याभूतलमजिनं वासः सर्वपरिग्रह भोगत्यागः कस्य सुखं न करोति विरागः भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. Okay. Now, before analyzing this shloka meaning, the Jivan Mukta who attained the Gnanam, how, what it is, the 18, 19 slokas meaning, we must know the principles of Vedanta. Principles of Vedanta. When we talk, say, about the principles of Vedanta, first thing, the permanent peace, happiness, and security is possible only by realizing my own essential nature. Number one. Second point, that moksha or the self realization is possible only through spiritual knowledge. That spiritual knowledge is possible only through a systematic study of Shastra from a competent teacher. That systematic spiritual practice, systematic spiritual education is possible only for a prepared mind. Last fifth. But for preparing that mind, there are so many ways. But after preparing the mind for everybody, only one teaching, the Vedanta or the Upanishads Gnanam. What it is, how the Bhagavan explains in 18th and 19th shlokas, that we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.